On November 7th, 2023, something happened in a Detroit courtroom that would reshape a man's life. Defendant Jalen Lee was charged with felony embezzlement. Months later, on March 7th, 2024, that charge was dismissed without prejudice under a plea agreement, shifting his case into what Michigan calls a delayed sentencing arrangement. Under Michigan law, delayed sentencing gives a defendant up to 1 year to follow certain conditions, things like restitution, counseling, or community service. And if those conditions are completed, the charge can be dismissed. For many people, this process becomes a second chance, a chance to prove they can rebuild. For Jalen, that second chance officially began on May 2nd, 2024, when Judge Bryant delayed his sentencing.
According to probation, your discharge date is May the 2nd. You were placed on a 12-month probationary period, and I placed you on probation on May 2nd of this year, 24. So this is your first review. This is the halfway point. However, you're not quite finished. So this says that you did pay the restitution in full.
Yep.
It says the restitution of $30,000 was paid in full. You completed the theft awareness class. You did choices.
Yes, ma'am.
Through eBay, and then you've completed 8 of the 10 gamblers counseling. Well, let's see.
Nope.
She's saying 2 different things. How many gamblers counseling is left?
I finished all 10.
Oh, you did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you finish? Because she just sent me this.
This would have been last week on, I believe Friday was the last day. I remember she said she was leaving the office Thursday. So Mr. Mooney was trying to get in contact with her, I believe, to email her to let her know that I was completed. But he assured her that I will be finished before this court date.
Okay, let me see who. All right, Mr. Flanagan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you call Miss Collins in probation and see if she has an update? Well, let me ask this before I have you do that. What about count 2? You owe $510 on count 2.
That's the only thing that I haven't completed, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, then don't worry about calling her, Mr. Flanagan. So let's do this. How long do you think it'll take for you to complete or pay the $510?
I started a new job within 2 days. So my first paycheck within basically 2 weeks, I'll be able to pay it.
You gonna give us all your money? I don't know how much check is. Don't give me saying it's all your money. I mean,
it's literally been all my money. So.
Right. But
I
can give you a couple of months if you want a couple of extra months. I can give you a couple of months.
I mean, yeah, that will work better. Absolutely. Whichever one works.
All right. I mean, 'cause today is just the halfway point. So you're not technically scheduled to be discharged from probation. The 12 months, you're not scheduled until May 2nd. I could give you a date in late January if that'll be better for you.
Yes, ma'am. That works.
Mr. Miles, is that acceptable?
It is acceptable, Your Honor. It's possible I might be out of the country, but I'd be able to get another attorney to stand in for review.
All right. And also, if he completes it, so let me give a date. I'll give a date first. And then if he completes it and pays the money, you could send an email to Mr. Flanagan and I can discharge him without you coming.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right. So let's put it on the docket for February 3rd, that first Monday in February. I'll put it on the docket for February 3rd. And then that way we could confirm with Ms. Collins that you've completed those classes or the counseling, and then you can pay the $510. If you've done so, counsel, you can just submit an email and I can confirm it with the probation, and then I can discharge them without appearance. So we'll put it on the docket for a discharge.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You're welcome. So February 3rd, Mr. Flanagan, let's put it on the docket for, well, no, not 9:45, because that will denote money. Just put it on for the regular time, 10 o'clock, and then we'll see where we are.
Excuse me, Bryant. Ms. Bryant. So up until this point, I'm still expected to check in regularly and do the normal probation process until January.
What do you mean by that? Tell me what do you do? What's the normal probation process?
Well, because originally they were telling me that once I came into this review, I could have the potential to be discharged from the probation since I had did all the classes and everything like that.
So here,
Right now,
I'm gonna interrupt you, Mr. Lee. You're on a non-reporting probation anyway. So if they've
but
had you reporting monthly,
yeah,
you didn't have to do that.
I said that originally, but they told me that the judge don't make the rules here. That was the quote that they.
Who told you that? Oh, hold on. Mr. Flanagan, call Mr. Farmer right now. Call him right now.
Yes.
It's gonna be a great day. Call him right now. I need you to tell us who told you that. Call them right now. Matter of fact, you can call Mr. Wade too. Call them right now. Because I'm about to. Yes. I like
Yes,
you, Mr. Lee. I like you. You didn't even mean to tell on them, but you did.
Yeah, I didn't. It's Miss Bryson. She's no longer there anymore. That was the former probation officer that I had.
Let me make sure they have a meeting with probation while you on here. Let's make sure they have a meeting with the probation, because if I ever hear somebody say that again, I'm gonna hold them in contempt.
A follow-up hearing was set for November 19th, 2024. Jalen appeared virtually on Zoom, hopeful and ready to move forward. Judge Bryant told him something simple and encouraging. Once he paid what he owed, he could be discharged early from probation. Michigan law allows for early discharge after completing half of probation and all required programs. If probation doesn't notify the court, the defendant can, and if the judge agrees, early discharge can be granted without a hearing. It's designed to be fair. It's designed to be clear. But what happened next was anything but. Jalen had already completed his required programming. All he needed was to pay $510. Wanting clarity, he asked the judge if he still had to check in regularly. Judge Bryant told him no. She had placed him on non-reporting probation. Yet probation told a different story. Despite the judge's order, the probation department made Jalen report in person every month. Reporting probation is for regular check-ins. Non-reporting probation is for people, like Jalen, who are low risk and compliant.
Understood.
Yeah, but we gonna do this right now. Oh, I'm so excited. This turned out to be a great Tuesday. But you did not have to report, Mr. Lee. You were not supposed to be reporting on a monthly basis. And we getting ready to nip that in the bud right now. I'm so excited for my future and yours. So to answer your question, you do not have to report. Now, what you have to do is let us know when you finish those classes, the counseling. So you can in fact have them send it to Mr. Flanagan. But I want you to stay on here so Mr. Farmer can hear it from you. I'm gonna tell him what you said, and then I'm gonna ask you, did you say that in front of the supervisor, so we can make sure that no other probation officer ever tells anybody else that I don't make the rules. I am the rule. I mean, I don't even understand what.
I thought so. I thought
and
so too.
You should have told him that, and then you should have just not shown up. Nothing would have happened to you. Nothing.
I just was nervous. I didn't want to get violated. I was just trying to follow the rules.
And it is correct that Miss Bryson is no longer with. That could be part of the reason she's not here, because she thought the judge didn't make the rules. I don't know why she's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So, Your Honor, my understanding is that the requirements of Mr. Lee are that he complete the payment of $510 and provide proof that he's completed the gamblers counseling classes.
Right, and then I'm going to discharge him without him ever having to go see probation again. See how that works? Because I do make the rules, Mr. Lee.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm just gonna have to let him see the tape, because I'm not gonna hold you here. He didn't log right in, and so I'm not gonna hold you, but you don't have to report to them. So I did notice on the register of action there was a report day. Oh, maybe you just had a report day.
Yeah, I had one the other day. That it's been monthly, and then I'll go do the drug screen as well. Every
drug
month.
Screen?
They've been having me do a drug screen. I was like, I don't even smoke, or my case had nothing to do with anything, drug related, but I've been doing a drug screen every month.
Mr. Lee, let me apologize on behalf of the court. And I'm thankful that Ms. Bryson no longer works here, because she might have got fired today.
Understood.
So you do not have to drug test. My order specifically says no urinalysis was ordered. And so what I'm going to do is refund you any money that you have paid for your drug screening. So where were you testing?
It was a Rochester Hills location. I forget the name of it, but it was like few minutes from my house. I went there, I believe twice when I couldn't make it all the way to Detroit within the day, so I would go there. So I only did that like twice. It was like $40 total there, and then the other time they would make me come out to the court to do
You
it.
said the
And that-
other times. So you have tested every month since I put you on probation?
Yes, ma'am, every month.
That's a mess. Okay. Oh, that's a mess. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to deduct. Come on screen, Mr. Farmer. Good morning. Mr. Farmer, who is just,
Good morning, Your Honor.
he is justice. Every time he come on here, I feel like justice is behind him. Mr. Farmer, this is Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, say hi to Mr. Farmer.
How you doing, Mr. Farmer?
How you doing?
Mr. Farmer, Mr. Lee used to be supervised by someone who no longer works here. So that's good. Because they might have got fired today if they still worked here. Miss Bryson. Miss Bryson told Mr. Lee, who she made report to probation every month, that I don't make the rules. He told her it's a non-reporting probation. Miss Bryson told him the judge don't make the rules, we make the rules. Not only did she have him reporting to probation, she has had this man drug screening every month when my order specifically says no urinalysis ordered. What I called you on here for is because she no longer works here. In your next meeting, just make sure nobody ever tells one of my probationers that, because that might get them held in contempt of court, because that doesn't even make sense. And
I understand, Your Honor.
you know that don't make sense. You would, okay. So what I am going to do, Mr. Lee said he tested at the court 4 times, and you tested in Bloomfield 2 times?
Yeah, Rochester Hills, yeah.
Oh, Rochester Hills. So, Mr. Flanagan, what I am going to do is deduct. I'm just going to give him $150 credit for his inconvenience and his time. And then that will leave him a balance instead of the 510. Y'all know I got to subtract the old fashioned way. So hold on. I'm going to cross off the 5. I'm going to make it a 4. I'm going to put my little 1 over there. They don't teach the kids how to do that anymore. 11 minus 5. 6. Okay. Your balance is $360. And then if you pay that balance, and so Mr. Counsel, if you send that, if he finishes, you can send it to his new probation officer. But I'm telling you this in the presence of Mr. Farmer, you do not have to show up and report to probation, and you do not have to drug test. You only have to pay the balance and finish those 2 classes. Oh no, you said you finished the classes.
Yes, ma'am, I finished them.
Okay, so we just need proof of the counseling.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Farmer, you gonna take care of that for me? I've never had a probation officer say that before, so I think you got a good team, but that made me nervous. I think Mr. Farmer froze. He did. All right. Well, he used to be a probation officer. Now he's the supervisor. So that was some bad advice. That was some bad instructions. Like I said, she doesn't work here anymore. And if she did today, she was probably going to either be fired or held in contempt of court. So I'm glad we didn't have to cross that bridge. Thank you, Mr. Farmer. And
No problem, man.
thank you so much. Mr. Lee, thank you for sharing that information. And I, again, apologize for the inconvenience. You did not have to do those things. So I appreciate it. I'll either see you on the 3rd or we'll do your discharge when I get the information, okay?
Okay, thank you.
One
Yes.
question, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
I'm just looking at my notes, and I have that the order was for a delayed sentence.
Oh, yes,
And-
he'll get the delayed sentence.
Okay, great.
Yes, so if he finishes, he's going to finish well within the 12 months, and I'll give him the delayed sentence. So it will be a dismissal and a removal of the conviction from your record once you pay the balance and give us the proof that you completed that counseling.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
we'll do.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, gentlemen. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Michigan law even allows those reports to be done in writing when non-reporting probation is ordered. But Jalen wasn't given that courtesy. He was told to follow rules that did not exist. Judge Bryant made it clear. The probation officer was wrong. Only the judge, not probation, has the authority to choose the conditions of probation. That has been the law for decades, reaffirmed in the 1991 case People v. Peters. Probation officers enforce the judge's orders. They do not create new ones. But in Jalen's experience, that line had been crossed. He told the judge that probation was requiring him to take monthly drug tests. Judge Bryant immediately corrected that. Drug testing had never been ordered. She told him he would be refunded for the unnecessary tests he had been pressured to take. Michigan judges can order drug testing when appropriate, but it wasn't appropriate here. Jalen's case had nothing to do with drugs. The probation department had no authority to force him into these tests. Finally, on February 4th, 2025, Jalen paid his remaining balance of $360. 6 days later, his probation was terminated early. His case was closed. But the emotional weight behind his experience remains. This courtroom moment reveals something deeper: how critical it is for probation officers to understand the limits of their authority. Jalen did everything right. He followed the rules he was given, even when those rules were never approved by a judge. He spent months reporting unnecessarily. He paid money he never should have had to pay. And every drug test he took was an invasion of his rights. This wasn't just a mistake. It was a constitutional violation. The Fourth Amendment protects us from unreasonable searches. Forcing someone to take drug tests without a judge's order is exactly that: unreasonable. And the 14th Amendment protects every person in this country from losing liberty or property without due process. Jalen lost both. No American should ever face conditions of punishment that were never ordered by a court. And every probation officer in this country should remember their role: to supervise, not to create new punishments. If you'd like us to cover another case or courtroom moment, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and share. Your support helps bring these important stories to light.